Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and Kamala Harris's vice president pick, Tim Walz, he's a walking disaster for her, but for us, he's the gift that keeps on giving. Wait till you hear this story. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, guys, it really helps us if you do that. Please go over to youtube.com/@explainamerica. The address is in the lower right-hand corner. Hit subscribe. It's absolutely free, and it really helps us out. Tim Walz, and I've gone over his scandals already. You know, in my opinion, stolen valor. At the very least, misleading people about his service in the military. You know, you talk about misspoke. You misspoke. How many times can you misspeak? How do you misspeak about being in Iraq or Afghanistan? How do you misspeak that? I wouldn't misspeak that. I know where I've been. I know I haven't been there, so how do you misspeak that? It doesn't make sense. Yet, we're supposed to believe he misspoke all those times. Okay, fine. Earlier, I showed a video, and if you haven't watched it, go back on our channel and watch it, of what he had the police do to people during the COVID lockdowns. It's abhorrent. They were firing paintballs at people to keep them in their house. On video. But here's another video that happened during the George Floyd riots. And you may remember this. I'm sure you probably do. Well, here's a woman talking about what she heard Tim Walz say, or he heard Tim Walz say. And there's just men and women here talking about what they heard Walz say about giving up the police precinct, letting the rioters take over the police precinct. He surrendered to the rioters. The police precinct. Ordered them to surrender it. I want you to listen to this, and then let me know what you think about it in the comments.
That's not what we stand for.
Her voice shaking, Minneapolis Police Sergeant Anna Hedberg says during the riots, officers were abandoned by state, city, and department leaders.
To watch them go through that was so heartbreaking. To know that they could have died because we were not allowed to respond the way that we have been trained to respond.
During the riots, the officers were told they could not wear protective frog suits, but were still hit and injured with bottles, cement, and more. Sergeant Hedberg blamed state, city, and department leaders for the abandonment of the 3rd Precinct.
I heard the governor say, "Give it up." It wasn't directly to me, it was through a phone call. How the governor says, "Give up the precinct." I mean, that's demoralizing for this whole state.
And the three described a demoralized police force with dozens of officers planning to retire or quit.
I believe I speak for every Minneapolis cop when I tell you that I've never been more publicly humiliated.
They also described a city out of control.
The crime is rampant in Minneapolis right now.